Welcome back, YouTubers. This is going to be a review of Figma number 623DX Ciel Deluxe version from Tsuki Hime, Type Moon's visual novel. She's one of the 5 main heroines in the game. Unfortunately for me, I've never gotten to play this game. I've played ones like Fate's Stay Night from their catalog, but these games are not all easily accessible in the States, so kind of difficult. I did hear it was getting a release at some point. I haven't had time though with my busy work schedule plus every other thing. But let's continue. Now the main difference between this and the standard release is the big big pile driver like device that's here on the side. I believe this is a reference to one of her later appearances. She was also in the fighting game Melty, which features a lot of like big finisher moves, so it's probably from that. I'm afraid I'm not an expert on those games though. I have had friends who are very vocal about Melty. Anyway. So she comes with one of the bigger bases for a Figma. These are something I like to see, especially with ones with big option parts like that big pile driver weapon. I'm afraid those things are just, well, they're too big to be quite honest. Unless you have some kind of support stand, I'm afraid those things will either weigh down or damage the figure over time. It's just a factor of size in all these things. Well, they package this thing like crazy. There's extra tape on all of it. Go fig. Oh no, it's not tape, it's cellophane. Similar. Yeah. Now one of the things I do like is she's got these extra parts for the black keys. These are thin rapier kind of like swords, not exactly, but they're used to exercise things. In the Type Moon universe, or Nasuverse as it's frequently referred, there's a weapon the exorcists throw. They have a variety of powers, but I'm not going to go into those right now. Safely say, against particularly evil type enemies, they are more effective, which comes up several times. Though being good is not a requirement to use them, as one of the series villains of Fate's Stay Night, Kotomine, uses them frequently, as does some of the others, including one of the servants, a ruler class from the Fate Apocrypha series. Two stand parts. No standard stand part, I'll note, so probably because they're giving you one big one, they're not going to give you a smaller one. Wrist part, hand parts, all pretty standard. I'm pretty sure the main difference between this and the standard version is the pile driver weapon and the effect part that goes with it. Those, I think, are the only real differences. I mean, let's face it, though. If you're wanting to get this figure, you want to go with the deluxe versions, as I have found that all of the regular versions just seem like a lesser form of them. And I mean, seriously, why would you buy the lesser version unless you're really strapped for cash? I do know some people don't want the extra parts or don't need it, and that's fine. I just don't see the need. Now we've got the compressed version of this. Unfolds into this big gun here. Well, pile driver, like I said. Let me see what the instructions say. I mean, putting the black keys on is fairly obvious. You just pop off the the hand, and then you pop these on. Wolverine claws there. But they tend to throw these. They're not so much for slashing, it's more for throwing. Though slashing is not out of the cards with these things. According to this plate at the back is for this part. So yeah, big support joint for this thing because of the weight, I would wager. It's also got obviously this peg hole here for the pile driving part. Though it's supposed to be this way around, sorry. It's also got this part, which might come with the standard version. It's basically just a gun in this form, from what I can see. Though it does have a machine gun-like effect for the end piece here. And this bit here at the end pops up and down a little. This looks like it just fits on the end there, so machine gun pistol mode. Let me see here. She's got kind of a wider grip hand here, so we'll use that to start. Yeah, I definitely use the wider grip. There's one with a tighter grip, but this handle is not conducive for a short grip. Yeah, but yeah. So you've got it so she can use it as a machine gun there. You could even hold the black keys in the other arm. Nice effect. Not like some of the figures I've seen with like massive effect parts, but it's a small add-on, which is kind of nice, and plus looks like the majority of the plastic was in the big pile driver piece. So yeah, let's get to that part now. So let's firmly root her to her base here. Yeah. Now I did another review of some other figures later in the line, 635, before I actually did this one. This is 6323, and between that, they seem to have made a change. She has the standard hip joints. That one actually had a new version, so I'm not sure, because I haven't had many figures since these, if that is now the standard one, or if it's just something on that one figure. If it's standard, that's a good thing. I think it was an improvement. These ones have the older style, but I mean, you can't do much about that. Something has to be a transition point. Anyway, so yeah. This one actually might require the smaller grip. Yeah. For this one, I think you'll need to use this grip because the wider one does not fit on this as easily. So yeah. That makes sense. Which is kind of odd. You'd think that because she was using the thing in its unpacked mode, it would require the larger grip. But no, it's the other way around. Go figure. Anyway. Now, one nice thing about this is, like many large weapons, it's a two-hand job. Not a single, which is something I like with more realistic figures like this and weapons. They actually realize that you're going to need two hands to hold these things. I've seen a lot of animes and series where they will put like a ridiculously massive like sword, gun, etc. into the hands of someone who is tiny. Now for on screen that's fine, but unfortunately when you're making a physical object like a figure, you can't break the laws of physics. You gotta have it be a certain weight and size, and those things are just too big for some of these figures to hold unless they're like molded directly into it. Similarly, something this big, this figure would not be able to hold it and stay upright without the stand part. So good on Figma and Good Smile for making it like this. Yeah. Excellent. Now she's got the standard face suite. In this mode, I think she'd probably be doing this angrier face, you know? Gritting teeth, ready to pile drive this into somebody's torso as she hunts things for the church, true ancestors, i.e. vampires, etc. We've also got this cute blushing face right here, which is nice and all, but yeah, that's her. Now, while this stand is pretty solid, it's gonna hold it upright. I wouldn't recommend keeping it like this for long extended periods. I found that the weight of the weapons usually weighs it down, though I don't know with this one. This joint is pretty solidly built. It could probably hold up for quite some time. I'll give it a try and see how it does, but anyway, that's my review of this figure. If you have any questions or comments, and please like and subscribe below. Share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Ciao!